After a doubleheader yesterday up in Eugene, the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts have traveled south to Eagle Point for the Coach K Memorial Classic here at Eagle Point High School. Hello and welcome to Eagle Point. Nate Jarecki with you this afternoon as the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts are now 4-7 on the season, facing off against the Corvallis Marketmen in day number 1 of the Coach K Classic. 5-7 are the Marketmen this season. The Dr. Stewarts yesterday pulled off a victory against the Eugene Challengers in game number 1. Came away with a 7-4 victory after trailing early 2-0. It was a pitcher's duel through the first 3 innings. In the 4th inning, 2 runs came in for Eugene. They led by 2, but it was short-lived. In the 5th inning, a 5-run 5th inning thanks to a couple of errors for Eugene helped the Docs out, and they were able to take the lead 5-2. Eugene cut into the lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 runs in that bottom of the 5th inning to make it 5-4, but Roseburg was able to stretch the lead to 2 in the 6th and then 3 in the 7th, also helped out by some errors. Now, today, after losing game number 2 yesterday, the Docs look to respond with a win, hopefully, against a very good Corvallis team. Head coach Tim Sester in the pregame conversation will air in just a second mentioned the offense of Corvallis. It's a very good offensive team, and we'll see what they're made of this afternoon. They'll set to face off against Ty Hellenthal, the young man from Umpqua Valley Christian that pitched 3 straight complete games in the postseason for the Monarchs en route to winning the 2A 1A title for the 2nd straight season. So we'll see what Hellenthal has this summer with the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, another returner on this Docs squad. Roseburg is going to be the home game in game number 1 of the tournament. It's the first of many games this weekend down here in Eagle Point. The team is commuting back to Roseburg tonight. But tomorrow, they'll be down for the doubleheader. They have a doubleheader tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. They face off against Southern Oregon baseball. Then they'll have a little bit of a break. At 4:30, they'll face off against the Reno Knights. That's the schedule for tomorrow. On Saturday, it's an early game, and so the team will be spending the night tomorrow night. 9 a.m. start on Saturday, the 28th. And then on Sunday, it's going to be an 11:30 a.m. start against the Idaho Falls Bandits. It's a lovely facility here at Eagle Point. Beautiful hills in the distance, right in the gateway towards Crater Lake. Roseburg yesterday, Danner Wirtz, 7 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He threw 100 pitches. He was excellent. Another man that head coach Tim Sester talked about in the pregame conversation. We are here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. So the Dr. Stewarts facing off against the Marketmen. A quick turnaround. Team got here right around 10 o'clock. And so yesterday, the game ended right around 9:15 or so. 9:10 was actually the official end of the game, but after the long conversation after the game, in which Colin Hernandez for Eugene shut down Roseburg's offense. In fact, the Docs only had 1 hit in game number 2. 10 strikeouts for Hernandez, a recent graduate from Thurston High School. He was excellent yesterday. In fact, in the first inning, he allowed a single to Logan Anderson. Anderson came in to score on an error by Eugene. Errors were the theme yesterday. The turf, not necessarily the best yesterday. The turf here at Eagle Point looks pretty darn good, I will say. But yesterday, there was 1 error in that first inning that allowed Logan Anderson to score. That was the only run the Docs got. They lost the game 7-1. After that first inning, it was a 3-strikeout inning offensively in the second, and then 2 strikeouts for the offense in innings number 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3 innings for Colin Hernandez, and then the last batter he faced was in the 6th inning. It was Paxton Berkey popped up, and then he was pulled from the game just under the 75-pitch threshold. Logan Anderson was hit by a pitch. He was the only base runner for the Dr. Stewarts after the first inning. He was hit by a pitch, and then after that, a ground out and a strikeout ended the inning. And then it was a 1-2-3 7th inning for Grady Saunders, the number 1 player in the state of Oregon for Eugene. A couple of more strikeouts for him. In total, the Docs struck out a total of 13 times in the game yesterday against the Challengers across 7 innings. So a lot of strikeouts in game number 2, hoping to limit that here today. About to get going for game number 1 here at the Coach K Memorial Classic. We'll take a 3-minute timeout. when we return here on the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Again, let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. We'll have head coach Tim Sestair as he breaks down this matchup against the Marketmen here at Eagle Point. Again, day number 1 of the Coach K Classic. 3-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served. You're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
Welcome back to the Roseburg Disposal pregame show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Matt Jarecki here with head coach Tim Sestair. Yesterday, a 1-1 day. Overall thoughts on that doubleheader?
It was great to come out and find a way to get a win. Obviously, going on the road at the end of the day, we'll always take one. A lot of good things. Game one. Danner was phenomenal. Gave us a chance, and we found a way to get some key hits when we needed. Some things that went our way.
You mentioned Danner Wirtz, back-to-back 7-inning performances for him. What stood out to you about his performance on the mound?
Well, strike one. He was in the zone. He commanded the zone, and he had multiple pitches working. And that's what any of our guys are going to need to do. The rest are going to need to just follow suit there with the youngster. And good things happen when you're in the zone and you get ahead. And we kind of learned our lesson there a little bit in game two, where we get behind and things don't go our way, and then we don't do what we need to do at the plate. So, big picture, we go up there, we find a way to get one. We'll take it.
Mm-hmm. Yesterday, a lot of bad bounces on the grass, going from the turf to the grass, back on the grass here today. How big of a transition is that for you guys?
For us that live on the turf and not get the reps that we need on dirt, it's a big deal. And from the old days, whether we call it toughness or whatever you want to call it, finding a way to create good hops, depending on, doesn't matter what you're playing on, we got to find a way to do that. And today's another day.
Mm-hmm. Late day yesterday, today and early morning. What's the energy like around the team right now?
Dog days of summer baseball, right? We're going to play every day. And I think the guys are excited, good energy. Here we go.
Mm-hmm. Coach K Classic today, a lot of baseball games. You guys have been down here before. What stands out about this tournament every year?
A lot of great teams, opening up here with Corvallis, another historically quality opponent, and we're going to have to do things right to stay in the game.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about Corvallis. What have you seen from them, prepping for them, and what kind of do they bring?
Offensive, right? They're scrappy. They're always scrappy. Coach Bumpus always has them ready to play. And again, we're gonna have to stay on us, and one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, put ourselves in position to have a good day.
When you're playing so many baseball games in a row, how do you approach the pitching situation and try to manage the staff?
Well, if things are going our way, and we can find a way to get some runs early, that's where we can make some decisions to get guys out early. But it's honestly one game at a time. We kind of have some things lined up in a row, but with that being said, we're not completely healthy right now, so finding a way to save innings here and there, and again, strike one matters, right? Not giving up extra outs to save our pitching.
Where do you feel like the biggest growth is on this team from the start of the season to right now?
Our youngsters are finding a way to contribute, and that's huge. We saw it yesterday. With Danner, the game wasn't too big for him. He commanded everything he did. So seeing some of those youngsters and seeing obviously some of those old guys in some of those leadership roles and putting the team in a position to be successful.
Lastly, what's the X factor today and throughout the rest of the weekend?
One game at a time for sure, right? We have a lot of games in a row here, so staying healthy and getting after the game and having fun doing it, put ourselves in position to get some key moments. And tournament style is great, but we still got to stay on us.
Good luck today, Coach.
Thank you.
That was head coach Tim Sestera ahead of this game against the Corvallis Marketmen. Got one last 2-minute timeout to get in. When we come back, we'll get you today's starting lineups here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Welcome back to Eagle Point High School. Night Jarecki with you this afternoon as the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts take on the Corvallis Marketmen. The Docs are the home team today, and so the Marketmen will be leading things off in the top of the first inning. Let's go ahead and get you today's starting lineups for the Corvallis Marketmen. Blake Linton is the center fielder. He's leading things off. Ben Weiss, the second baseman in the 2 spot. Drew Rice, the shortstop, batting third. Gavin Price, the catcher from South Salem, he is batting fourth. Josh Riddle is the right fielder, batting fifth. Wyatt Jenkins is the DH in the 6th spot. Mason Stearns is the first baseman, batting seventh. Kason Jacobs is the left fielder in the 8th spot, and Joe Barnes is the third baseman, batting ninth. That is the starting lineup for the Corvallis Marketmen. Defensively for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts, Ryan Schaefer is out in left field. Dane St. Clair in center field. In right field, it's Taj Flora. The third baseman is Daniel Withers. The shortstop is Paxton Burke. At second base, it's Logan Anderson. At first base, Jake Johnson. Behind the plate catching is Cal Robbins. And on the mound this afternoon is Ty Hellenthal. That is the defensive alignment for the Roseburg Dr. Stewart's. Danner Wirtz, who was the winning pitcher yesterday in game number 1, a complete game, 7-inning performance for Wirtz. He is the DH in the opener here at the Coach K Memorial Classic. Special thanks to the Cow Creek Tribe, our video stream sponsor, all season long here on 541radio.com and The Score. So if you are listening on the radio, you can head over to our YouTube channel, or you can head over to 541radio.com. We got the live video simulcast going right now here at Eagle Point. It is a beautiful day for baseball, about 77 degrees. It is certainly warming up a little bit here in the Rogue Valley. It's going to be hot this weekend. I believe Sunday we're looking at 92 degrees, but today a little bit cooler. And the good news for the Docs is a lot of their games in this tournament are in the morning time. This a noon start, the first game of the day, and day number 1 of the Coach K Memorial Classic. Docs today wearing their black jerseys with the blue numbers, orange trim on the numbers. For Corvallis, blue jerseys, white numbers with white pants. So it's the Marketmen versus the Dr. Stewarts. Marketmen sponsored by Girding Builders. As Hellenthal is on the mound, Blake Linton is at the plate. Hellenthal winds and delivers. The first pitch comes in, and it's a little bit high, and we're underway at 12:04 here on this Thursday afternoon. So Hellenthal with the start for Roseburg. Linton at the plate, the center fielder, a right-handed hitter. Hellenthal's pitch is grounded towards third base. Withers fields and goes towards first and gets the out. One away here in the top of the first inning. After the 5-3 ground out, puts an out on the board. Brings up Ben Weiss, the second baseman. When asking for the pronunciation, he said it's Weiss like rice, and you got Drew Rice on deck as well. So a couple of similar names at the top of the order. Another ground ball to third on the first pitch. Fielded at third by Withers. The throw across the diamond to Jake Johnson in time for out number 2. 3 pitches, 2 outs for Ty Hellenthal. This is what we saw in the 2A, 1A state championship game when he was just dialing it in through a complete game against Kennedy, and he threw it under 90 pitches. It was really impressive for Hellenthal. Forces a lot of weak contact. Here is Drew Rice, as mentioned. He takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Good pitch from Hellenthal in the low inside corner. Hellenthal back-to-back 2A, 1A State Player of the Year awards. 0-1 pitch. Chopper towards third, and it goes left of the chuck. Foul 0-2 as Hellenthal gets ahead. The Docs playing back on grass today. It's a team that plays a lot of their games on turf. They practice on turf back at Champion Car Wash Field. Yesterday, the grass and field at North Eugene certainly bumpy. 7 combined errors in game number 1, and you had about 4 more in game number 2. 0-2 pitch from Hellenthal. Reached for and poked in the air out towards shallow center field. It's down for a base hit right in front of Dane St. Clair. So it's a 2-out single to put a runner at first base for the Marketmen. Brings up Gavin Price. Price, the catcher from South Salem. Price into the box. As he rattles the bat, Hellenthal out of the stretch, delivers a pitch for a strike. The letters 0-1. Price at South Salem didn't get to spend a ton of time behind the plate catching. They got Tegan Scott over there, who's committed to Oregon State, one of the top players in the state of Oregon in next year's high school graduating class. No balls and 1 strike. The pitch from Hellenthal is swing and a miss. 0-2. South Salem was the number 1 seed in the 6A postseason. They had their run come to an end in a game against Grant. The Generals went all the way to the state title game before losing to Sunset. Grant was the team that took out Roseburg as well. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. It's outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It was a Cinderella run for Grant. They won the PIL and kind of came into the postseason a little bit underrated. South Salem, they did not lose a game all season long, and their loss to Grant was certainly a surprise to most. They were the state favorites heading into the 6A playoffs. 1-2 pitch, a slider that misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hellenthal. Two balls and 2 strikes. Hellenthal kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. A strikeout for a tie as he picks up his first strikeout to end the top of the first inning. 1 hit, 1 left stranded, no runs, and no errors. We're headed to the bottom of the first inning here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. We're playing for all past veterans of Stewart, playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 the score here at Eagle Point High School. 77 degrees and sunny here in the Rogue Valley. Beautiful day for baseball. 0-0 the score in the bottom of the first inning. And let's go ahead and get you today's starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Paxton Burke, the shortstop, leading things off, followed by Logan Anderson, the second baseman. Cal Robbins, the catcher, batting third. Daniel Withers, the third baseman, in the cleanup spot. Jake Johnson, the first baseman, batting fifth. Dane St. Clair is the center fielder in the sixth spot. Danner Works, the DH, batting seventh. Taj Flores, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Ryan Schaefer is the left fielder in the ninth spot. Again, Ty Hellenthal is the pitcher today for the Dr. Stewarts. We're wearing their black jerseys, gray bottoms, and blue socks. A little bit odd to see the home team wearing the gray pants and the road team in Corvallis wearing white pants. Burke in the box. The first pitch from Joe Barnes is swung on and miss, 0-1. Burke leading things off was back in the lineup yesterday. Missed all last weekend up in Clackamas due to his brother's wedding. The 0-1 pitch, it's high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Had a pair of hits in his first 2 at-bats in his return to action. He said it felt good to be back in playing. 1-1 pitch from Barnes. It's taken low in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Said he's so used to playing baseball every single day that just missing 1 weekend of baseball felt like an eternity away from the team. Good news for him, a lot of baseball on the horizon. Pitches up and away, 3 balls and 1 strike. 1 game today, 2 games tomorrow, 1 game on Saturday, another game on Sunday, and then doubleheaders against Medford and Eugene on Monday and Tuesday. 3-1 pitch. Burke takes it high, and it's a leadoff walk for Roseburg. So Burke aboard, brings up Logan Anderson with nobody out in the bottom of the first, 0-0 this score. First pitch to Logan Anderson is in for a strike, 0-1. So Anderson, the 2-hole hitter. Another guy from Umpqua Valley Christian. Only guy with a hit yesterday in game number 2 against Eugene. He shows bunt, pulls it back. The pitch was, I believe, outside. And it is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. There was an appeal down to the field umpire. He said he did not go around and the bunt was pulled back in time. So a runner at first, 1 ball and 1 strike to Logan Anderson. Here's the pitch. Anderson bunts it towards the first base side. Barnes the pitcher. Fields throws to first and retires Anderson for out number 1. Zach Bunn advances Burke into scoring position. Defensively for Corvallis, Kason Jacobs out in left field. In center field, it's Blake Linton. In right field, Josh Riddle. At third base, Jaden Fifehouse. The shortstop is Drew Rice. The second baseman is Ben Weiss. Mason Stearns is at first base, and Gavin Price is catching behind the plate. 1 out, a runner at second base for Cal Robbins. He swings and pops the ball up out towards left field. In left field, Kason Jacobs makes the catch for out number 2. Back to second base is Burke. 2 outs, a runner in scoring position in the 0-0 ball game in the bottom of the first. Brings up Daniel Withers. Withers, the third baseman, once again from Umpqua Community College. A graduate of Umpqua Valley Christian. Just wrapped up his first season with the Riverhawks. Barnes, the right-hander on the mound from Philomath, committed to Centralia. Withers skies it in the air out towards center field on the first pitch he sees. In dead center, making the catch is Blake Linton for out number 3. A walk, no hits, no runs, and no errors. We're now headed to the top of the second inning. The score is still 0-0 here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Top of the second inning, it is 0-0 here at Eagle Point High School. Nat Jarecki with you this afternoon. Dale Cranford, our producer, back in studio. The Marketmen coming back up to the plate as Ty Hellenthal goes back to work. The right-hander from UVC that just graduated delivers a pitch that's grounded towards the left side. Backhanded by Burke at shortstop. Throw to first base. A bang-bang play, but just beating it out is Josh Riddle as he has an infield single. That's the second hit of the game. The first hit of the game goes to Drew Rice. That brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure your summer projects are a hit with a stop by the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. So the second hit of the game for the Marketmen. They have a leadoff single with a runner at first base here in the top of the second inning. Hellenthal working out of the stretch to Wyatt Johnson. He bunts it right back towards Hellenthal. He fields and underhands it to first base. Johnson is there for the out. Just like the Ducks in the bottom of the first inning, it's a sacrifice bunt to advance the runner into scoring position. One away for Mason Stearns, the first baseman. Stearns, a right-handed hitter, into the box. Hellenthal glares into his catcher, Cal Robbins. Two of them worked together last summer as well with the Ducks. Helenthal's first pitch. Grounded right back to him. He looks and now he has a little bit of a rundown. Throw goes towards third. Riddle trying to avoid the tag, and he's tagged out by Withers. Smart play by Hellenthal. Caught in between second and third base was Josh Riddle. And it's the fielder's choice play to put Stearns at first base, 2 outs. And the threat is a little bit less. Two outs, a runner at first base for Kason Jacobs. First pitch, Jacobs takes it outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So a nice play by Hellenthal. The 1-5 fielder's choice play. 1 ball and no strikes with the runner at first for Jacobs. He swings and pops it up on the right side of the infield. Logan Anderson trying to find the ball through the sun, and he lost it. It drops right to the left of him. He was trying to shade the sun with his mitt, and at the last minute he pulled the mitt down and the ball dropped right to the left of him. And so it goes down as a hit, I believe. It's the 3rd hit for Corvallis. Advancing to second base is Stearns. They do credit it as a hit. So the 9-hole hitter, Jaden Fifehouse, will come to the dish. 2 outs and 2 on. Fifehouse swings and fouls away the first pitch, 0-1. 316 down the right field line. 342 out towards left field and right field in the power alleys. 352 to dead center field. Hellenthal will step off the mound and throw back towards second base. Diving back there safely is Stearns. So no balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Riddle out at third, Stearns at second, and Jacobs at first. Fifehouse, the right-handed hitter with a white shooter sleeve on his right arm. Looks at the 0-1 pitch above the letters. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fifehouse from West Albany High School, class of 2026. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hellenthal looks back towards second a couple of times. Now comes to the plate, up and inside, 2-1. Hellenthal, a pitcher that loves to pound the zone. That's what we saw a lot from Danner Wirtz yesterday. He was successful at getting ahead early. Hellenthal did so far through the first 8 batters, but falls behind 2 balls and 1 strike for the first time. Hellenthal comes set at the waist. Kicks and fires, 2-1 pitch. Up and inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. So a little bit of trouble to Fifehouse. Hellenthal, 7 innings pitched in 1 start this season with the Dr. Stewarts. Threw 101 pitches and picked up the win. He gets on the mound. Throws back towards second, and back there safely is Stearns. Hellenthal allowed just 1 run. It was unearned. 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Gave up 4 hits. Here's the 3-1. And that one's a little bit high. So the bases have been loaded for Corvallis with the top of the order coming up. 0-0 the score. Top of the second inning. Fifehouse at first base, Jacobs at second, and Stearns at third. 2 outs for Blake Linton. He grounded out to third base his first time up. Helenthal's first pitch. A check swing that's grounded towards the left side. Burke charges, Fields throws on the run. The throw to first base in time. As the throw was a little wide, but Johnson keeps his toe on the bag for the final out. A head first slide by Linton was for naught. 3 left stranded after a total of 2 hits and a walk. We'll now head to the bottom of the second inning. The score is still 2-0. Rather, still 0-0 as we head to the bottom of the second here on 541radio.com and the score at 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Bottom of the second inning, the Dr. Stewart's coming up to the plate. Jake Johnson, Dane St. Clair, and Danner Wirtz due up for the Docs in inning number 2. 0-0 still the score as Joe Barnes fires in a first pitch. Strike as Johnson whiffs on a fastball high, 0-1. Special thanks to our sponsor, Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call 541-459-1545. 0-1 pitch to Johnson. It's grounded up the middle. A couple of bounces for Drew Rice, the shortstop, who fields and silky smooth throws it to first base for out number 1. Brings up Dane St. Clair with 1 out, nobody on in the 0-0 ball game. St. Clair, the left-handed hitter, hitting .250 this season with the Dr. Stewart's. Barnes' first pitch. It's taken for a strike, 0-1. .250 average for St. Clair, 7 hits, 5 singles, a pair of doubles. 0-1. St. Clair, the Roseburg High School graduate, takes it inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. St. Clair had a double yesterday. That was in the 6th inning. Game number 1 against the Challengers. Pitch is fouled back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Not a cloud in sight. A little bit of haze in the outfield skies, but nonetheless a blue sky day here in the Rogue Valley. 77 degrees the current temperature. 1-2 pitch, a chopper towards the right side, and it's backhanded. A jump throw from second to first base, not in time. A really athletic play by Ben Weiss. He almost pulled it off, but St. Clair with his speed beats it for an infield hit. That is the first hit of the game for the Dr. Stewart's, brought to you by MSK True Value. Make sure your summer projects are a hit with a stop by the MSK family of stores in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. Would have been a highlight reel play. Instead, it's an infield single to put a runner at first base for the Dr. Stewart's. Throw goes back towards first base, and diving back there safely is Dane St. Clair. 1 out, a runner at first base, 0-0 the score in the bottom of the second. Danner Wirtz, yesterday's winning pitcher in game number 1, 7 innings pitched for him, 100 pitches thrown. He gets the day off from the field. All he has to do is hit today in the solo game. Barnes, the right-handed pitcher, comes to the plate. Wirtz fouls it away. 0-1. Wirtz with the high stirrup socks. I think it's a different look for him today compared to yesterday. Pitches down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. At least I don't remember him having the high stirrup socks. He certainly didn't wear them in the spring with the Roseburg Indians. Kind of a new look. I like it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Wirtz throws bunt. Pulls it back. Throw goes down towards second. St. Clair into second safely with a stolen base. 1 ball and 2 strikes as the pitch was called a strike. St. Clair at second base. So a runner in scoring position. 1 out. A little bit of a stoppage as Wirtz gets out of the box and then gets back in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Wirtz, ground ball towards the left side, backhanded at shortstop by Rice. He goes to the third and gets St. Clair out there. Very similar to the top half of the inning, as the Dr. Stewarts did the same thing defensively. Ty Hellenthal threw to third and got the lead runner there. So St. Clair out at third after the stolen base to second. Runner at first base in Wirtz, as Taj Flora will stand in after the fielder's choice play. Flora's first pitch he sees. He pops it up out towards the right side and goes out of play towards the shed on the first base side. So 2 outs, a runner at first, a 0-1 count. Flora, the right fielder. .350 average this season with the Dr. Stewarts. First pitch he sees, he grounds it towards the right side at second base. Twice he flips it 2-2 for the final out. None left stranded, 1 hit in the inning, no runs and no errors. We're headed to the top of 3 here from Eagle Point on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Now batting, number 4, Ben Weiss.
Top of the third inning, Ty Hellenthal back on the bump. It is still 0-0. Batters 2, 3, and 4. Ben Weiss, Drew Rice, and Gavin Price. Boy, that's fun to say. Due up. The heart of the order as the first pitch from Hellenthal is up and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Hellenthal, the right-handed pitcher, goes into the windup. The 1-0 pitch. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Heart of the order brought to you by Floors by Design. Flooring is at the heart of every home, and Floors by Design is the premier location in Douglas County. 2-0 pitch, lined right back to Hellenthal. He snags it for out number 1.
Now batting, shortstop, number 1, Drew Rice.
Floors by Design offers the latest and greatest from the industry's leading manufacturers. You can visit roseburgflooring.com for more information. So 1 out. Nobody on for the Corvallis Marketmen, sponsored by Girding Builders. Drew Rice will stand in. The shortstop, he singled his first time up against Ty Hellenthal. He had the MSK True Value first hit of the game for the Marketmen. He takes the first pitch for a strike from Hellenthal. As the right-hander, a recent grad, gets ahead. No balls and 1 strike from Hellenthal. The pitch popped in the air out towards right field. Taj Flora near the line makes the catch in foul territory for out number 2.
Now batting your catcher, number 2, Gavin.
2 up, 2 down to begin the top of the third. 0-0 the score. The Dr. Stewart's facing off against the Corvallis Marketmen. Gavin Price will come to the plate. Strikeout swinging his first time up. The only strikeout the first time through the order for Hellenthal. First pitch from Ty. Popped up, foul territory, first base side. A long run for Johnson. He's near the wall, and he watches it go out of play. No balls and 1 strike to Price, the South Salem product. Committed to University of Louisiana Monroe. top 10 outfielder in the state of Oregon and a top 35 prospect overall. 0-1 pitch. Price takes it outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Price is the only Salem area athlete on the Marketmen. 1-1 pitch. Grounded towards the first base side. Johnson gets on one knee. Fields. He underhands it to Hellenthal for the final out. 3 up, 3 down. The Marketmen go. We're headed to the bottom of the third. The score is still 0-0 here on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in the backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Bottom of the third inning, 0-0 the score. Special thanks to our sponsor, Flyway Travel. Contact the travel experts at Travel Leader, Flyway Travel, and make sure you have an agent in your corner. You can call 541-672-5701. Docs with just 1 hit so far as they begin the bottom of the third inning in a scoreless tie. First pitch to Ryan Schaefer is popped in the air out towards the first base side, out of play. So no balls and 1 strike to Schaefer. He'll be followed by Paxton Burke and Logan Anderson. Batters 9, 1, and 2 for the Dr. Stewarts. Barnes delivers a pitch that's grounded up the middle by Schaefer. Over at shortstop, Drew Rice fields and throws to first base for out number 1. 1 out, the top of the order back up for the Dr. Stewarts. Paxton Burke led things off with a walk in the first. His second plate appearance of the day. First pitch to Burke. He takes a fastball low and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Again, Barnes the pitcher on the mound. Joe is his name. He's from Philomath. He's committed to Centralia. Burke checks his swing and fouls it. 1-1. So a future NWAC pitcher. He may come down to Roseburg and pitch against Umpqua next season, depending on how the NWAC schedule works its way out. 1-1 pitch, lined up the middle. It just evaded the glove of Barnes. He was looking for it. He couldn't believe it got past him. But it's sent up the middle, a hard line drive by Paxton Burke. Not a full Rammy cackle, but still a hard line drive. Runner at first base, 1 out. First pitch up and inside. 1 ball and no strikes to Logan Anderson. Anderson, his first time up, a sacrifice bunt to advance Burke into scoring position. Burke was left stranded at second base. 1-0. Anderson cuts right through it. 1-1. So Burke trying to get to second base, put himself in scoring position, leading things off from first, dangling the right arm. A pretty good lead for the shortstop. Anderson takes a fastball up and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. You got dirt around home plate. The first base and third base lines in grass with the chalk over it. Anderson grounds the ball through the 5-6 hole into left field on the 2-1 pitch. He puts it through, and Burke advances to second base. 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the third. The Docs are threatening after racking up back-to-back hits. 3 hits in the game for the Docs as the Stewies look to swing it here in the third, with Cal Robbins coming to the plate. A fly out to left field, his first time up. Robbins second on the team in batting average entering today with a .414 average. Double, triple, and a home run as well. Barnes' first pitch. Robbins grounds it through the 5-6 hole into left field. They're going to hold Burke at third base. So the bases will be loaded with 1 out. Throw went up the third base line. Docs may have been able to score a run if Burke was sent around. They're not going to risk it. So 3 straight singles with 1 out. Load them up. The cleanup hitter, Daniel Withers. Barnes getting a talk to from his infield. Got Rice and Weiss out there talking with him. So bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the third. The Docs threatening to score. Barnes comes set. First pitch. Withers takes it outside. 1-0. Ty Helmthal has done his job on the mound, holding Corvallis scoreless through the first 3. Now the Docs, their offense trying to help him out. Withers, line drive to center field, a base hit. They're going to hold Anderson at third base as the throw gets cut off. It's an RBI single by Daniel Withers. And the Docs take the lead 1-0 in the bottom of the third. Bases still loaded. 4 straight singles to bring in the first run of the game. RBI is brought to you by Umpqua Bank. Whether it's great deals on investments, saving on loans and lines of credit, or personal banking with no overdraft fees, you can cash in with Umpqua Bank, member FDIC. Stop by one of their 6 branches in Douglas County in Roseburg, Sutherland, Myrtle Creek, and Canyonville. Jake Johnson takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1. So bases loaded. Still just 1 out in the inning. 1-0 the score, with the Docs leading in the bottom of the third. 0-1 pitch. Johnson grounds it towards the right side. At second base, Weiss fields. He goes to 2 for 1. The throw from Rice to first. A double play. So Corvallis turns 2 and gets out of the inning, stranding 2 after a total of 4 hits and 1 run. No errors defensively for the Marketmen. We're headed to the top of the 4th inning. The score is 1-0. The Dr. Stewart's with the lead here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans of service. We're playing for the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Top of the 4th inning, 1-0 the score. The Dr. Stewart's with the lead. Ty Hellenthal back on the mound as his first pitch in the top of the 4th comes in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike to Josh Riddle, who singled his first time up against Hellenthal. 0-1 pitch from Ty. It bounces in. 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Dr. Stewart's taking the lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. RBI single by Daniel Boone Withers. Able to bring in Paxton Burke, but the bases were loaded with one out, and Jake Johnson grounded into a 4-6-3 DP to keep the damage at just one for the Docs. 1 ball and 1 strike after the short stoppage. Home plate umpire needed some more baseballs. Helmthal takes off his mitt, has the ball in his hands, and then puts the mitt back on. 1 ball and 1 strike to Riddle. The pitch, slider outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Helmthal hasn't missed by much. He's a pitcher that loves to pound the zone. That's something that head coach Tim Sestair talked about in the pregame show as well. 2-1 pitch by Helmthal. A little bit high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Again, special thanks to the Cow Creek Tribe, our video stream sponsor all season long. If you're listening on the radio right now, head over to 541radio.com or our YouTube channel at 1490 The Score and watch the live video simulcast. 3-1 is popped in the air out towards first base. Jake Johnson makes the catch. 1 away. Wyatt Jenkins will come to the plate. A sac bunt, his first time up. Top of the 4th, 1-0, the Dr. Stewarts with the lead. Nobody on for Jenkins, the DH. He swings and drives the ball past the diving Withers at third base for a 1-out single. In number 4 of the day for the Marketmen. They have the tying run at first base in the top of the 4th inning, trailing 1-0. Brings up Mason Stearns, the first baseman. Reached first base safely on a fielder's choice play. His first time up. That was 2 innings ago in the 2nd. Helmthal working out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. So Helmthal, this is his 2nd start of the season on the mound. Was the DH yesterday in game number 1, and he had a 2 RBI single. Belted in the air out towards center field, but it's dying quickly. Hard contact, but in center field, Dane St. Clair comes over and makes the catch for out number 2. 2 outs, a runner at first base for Kaysen Jacobs. Also singled his first time up, looking to go 2 for 2. Runner at first base, 1-0 the score. It's the Docs with the lead. Helmthal's first pitch drops in for a strike, going 1. Helmthal threw 7 innings against Clackamas. That was on June 20th, 6 days ago. Really good performance for Helmthal with the 5 strikeouts. Only 1 today, but no runs. The 0-1 breaking ball waited for and flown out towards center field for a base hit. Jacobs did a good job holding off, waiting for the breaking ball, and then lining it to center field. Jaden Fifehouse is going to come to the plate. A walk his first time up. 2 on and 2 out with the tying run in scoring position. Fifehouse into the box, the right-handed hitter. Standing in the back of the box. Looks at the first pitch from Helmthal and lines it towards left field for a base hit. In left field, Shaver fields and throws it in. Withers cuts it off. Staying at third base is Jenkins. Bases loaded, 2 outs. 3 hits in the inning so far for Corvallis, but no runs to show for it. Each team with 5 hits. Scratch that, make it 6 hits now for Corvallis. 5 hits for the Dr. Stewarts, but it's 1-0. Roseburg with the lead. Top of the order, Blake Linton at the plate. He's 0 for 2, 2 ground outs to third. First pitch, Linton lines the ball towards left center field. Racing into the alley is Dane St. Clair, and he makes the catch the end of the inning. 3 hits, 3 left stranded, no runs, and no errors. We're now headed to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Dr. Stewart still leading as Helmthal gets out of the jam. Here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Looking to expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
When it comes to finances, it can be hard to know what's in your best interest. Experience the strength of advice at Palm Wealth Management. From education and estate planning to retirement and the unexpected, we can help. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Bottom of the fourth inning, it is 1-0 the score. It is the Dr. Stewarts with the lead. Special thanks to our sponsor, Winston Auto Care. Don't strike out with your car troubles. Call Winston Auto Care at 541-679-8685. Your home team for auto repair for over 25 years. First pitch, it's a high fastball to Dane St. Clair, 1-0. St. Clair leading things off, followed by Danner Wirtz and Taj Flora. Docs leading by one after scoring one run last inning in the third. Swing and a miss by St. Clair, 1-1. Corvallis had the bases loaded in the top half of the inning. The Docs got out of the jam. No runs allowed. 1-1 pitch to St. Clair. Barnes comes to the plate with a strike. 1-2 from Joe Barnes, the Centralia College commit. Young man from Philomath, just outside of Corvallis, out towards the west. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch to St. Clair. Grounded towards the right side. Backhanded at first base by Stearns. He's going to take it to the bag himself and beat St. Clair for the opening out. Brings up Danner Wirtz. Reached on a fielder's choice play. His first time up. 1 out and nobody on in this 1-0 game in the bottom of the fourth. The Dr. Stewart's facing off against the Corvallis Marketmen. First pitch to Wirtz. Takes it for a strike, 0-1. So Wirtz yesterday picked up the win. Also had some success against Medford earlier this season. Not necessarily in the Rogue Valley, as this is fouled away, 0-2. Up in Roseburg against South Medford in the spring, he threw a complete game no-hitter. Pretty good stuff for the freshman, and also had a pretty good season with Roseburg, offensively at the plate as a first baseman and DH. Wirtz lines the ball down the right field line. It's fair, and it's going to roll into the corner. In right field, Riddle picks it up. Wirtz is chugging for 2. The throw from right field, a little off from the bag, as Wirtz slides into second safely with a 1-out double. So the 6th hit of the game for Roseburg puts a runner in scoring position. Taj Flora a chance at an RBI. First extra base hit today for either team. Pitcher warming up for Corvallis in the bullpen. First pitch to Flora. It's taken low. 1 ball and no strikes this year. The Coach K Memorial Classic at Eagle Point High School in comparison to last year, where it was at Jim Maccabee Field at North Medford. 1-0, Flora grounds it up the middle, takes a weird hop off the mound, but fielding it cleanly is Drew Rice, who throws to first base to retire Flora. 2 away, with Wirtz advancing to third. 9-hole hitter Ryan Shaver coming to the plate. 2 outs, and the Docs hoping for their second run to come in from third base in Wirtz. Shaver, he's 0 for 1 with a ground out to short. First pitch. Takes it outside, 1-0. Shaver heading into his junior season at Umpqua Valley Christian, another Monarch that won the state title this past season. 1-0 pitch. Shaver takes it low and inside, 2-0. Really intimate setting here at Eagle Point. Got the bullpen just to the right of the bleachers. can see who's warming up. It's Andrew Street. Shaver takes the 2-0 for a strike. Comes in right at the knees. 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. Pitch. Shaver checks his swing and he went around. Couldn't hold up. Nice pitch by Joe Barnes. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the sunny afternoon in Eagle Point. The pitch, Shaver pops it up out towards right field in foul territory. A long run for everybody. Tracking it down, though, in right field was Josh Riddle. Came out of nowhere and made the catch in foul territory right on the dirt right before the out-of-play line. So, Shaver flies out, strands Wirtz at third base. 1 hit, no runs, no errors, and 1 left stranded. We're headed to the top of the 5th inning. The score is still 1-0. The Dr. Stewart's with the lead. You're on 541radio.com. And the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans of Center for Flag, the people who are still serving in the military. And it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
Top of the 5th inning, 1-0 the score. Ty Hellenthal back on the bump as the right-hander fires a first pitch that's grounded towards the left side, backhanded by Burke, the shortstop. He throws to first base and it's late. Ben Weiss, a leadoff infield single, puts a runner at first base for the Corvallis Marketmen in the top of the 5th. Marketmen trying to come from behind, trailing 1-0. It was a RBI single by Daniel Withers in inning number 3. So the 7th hit of the game goes to Weiss. And now Drew Rice, followed by Gavin Price. Pitch in for a strike, 0-1. So Price is on deck. On deck sponsors brought to you by The Blind Man. If you're feeling the heat when you're on deck, contact The Blind Man, a Hunter Douglas Gallery dealer in Roseburg. Throw back towards first base, and back there safely is Weiss. They can help you with several patio shade options to beat the summer heat or other design options for your home. You can visit blindmanroseburg.com for more details. No balls and 1 strike to Drew Rice, 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out. Rice shows bunt, pulls it back, and the pitch is high from Hellenthal. 1 ball and 1 strike from the right-hander, a recent graduate from Umpqua Valley Christian. Hellenthal set at the waist, looks at the runner at first base. Now delivers, pitch for a strike. 1-2. Knox looking to preserve the lead, maybe turn 2. No double plays so far today for the Knox defensively, although they've hit into a double play. That was with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 3rd. They were threatening for more, but only got that 1 run. Which is where we find ourselves now here in the top of the 5th. Throw back towards first base. Stabbing back there safely is Weiss. One ball and 2 strikes. Pitch from Hellenthal. Fastball high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still warming up for the Marketmen is Andrew Street, young man from Corvallis. We'll see how long Joe Barnes goes. 2-2 pitch from Hellenthal. Grounder towards the left side. At third, Withersfield. He goes to 2 for 1. The throw to first base. It's high, and it gets away from Johnson. It heads towards the dugout area of the Marketmen. The high throw from Logan Anderson advances Drew Rice to second base. So it's a fielder's choice play and then an error. The first error defensively today for either team. It was an airfield day yesterday, and now the tying run is in scoring position. Here's Gavin Price. First pitch, Price takes a strike. 0-1. Price so far today, a strikeout and a ground out. Chance to knot the game at 1. Top of the 5th inning. With Drew Rice at second base. Hellenthal working out of the stretch. Throws back towards second, and the tag just a little bit late by Anderson. No balls and 1 strike. Hellenthal glares in to Cal Robbins, catching a lot more this summer with the Dr. Stewarts. The 0-1 pitch. Jam shot up the middle towards shallow center field. Anderson dives, and he can't catch up to it. St. Clair fields and brings it in. Nobody's at first base, so a big lead across for Price. Advancing to third base is Rice. So a single for Price. Another hit for the Marketmen. Runners on the corners. 1 out. Top of the 5th inning. The Ducks still hanging on to their 1-0 lead. Ty Hellenthal, a good outing so far. He's allowed a decent number of hits, but no runs. He's been able to work out of many jams. Here's Josh Riddle, a single and a fly out thus far. First pitch, Riddle takes a strike, 0-1. Docs would love a ground ball up the middle. Potentially could turn 2. Riddle, the right fielder, at the plate. George Fox commit from Santiam Christian. The 0-1. It's a fastball high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Price at first base with Rice at third. One pitch. Fouled away. 1-2. Nobody warming up in the Docs bullpen. They're letting Ty have it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hellenthal with just 1 strikeout today. A lot of early weak contact. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Strikeout number 2 for Ty. And a big second out on the board. Brings up Wyatt Jenkins. A single and a sac bunt so far for the designated hitter. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, top of the 5th. Docs leading 1-0. Jenkins trying to tie the game with the tying run 90 feet away at third base. Had a good swing and drove the ball through the 5-6 gap into left field his last time up. The DH at the dish. Looks at the first pitch and takes it in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Good play by Robbins, the catcher behind the plate, to keep it in front of him. The runner at third base going to have to be a brick wall behind the plate. One ball and no strikes. Hellenthal readjusts his pants. And gets back on the slab. 1 ball and no strikes. The pitch from Hellenthal. Line drive off towards right field. It's slicing foul, and it lands foul. 1-1 to the right-handed hitter in Jenkins. Docs clinging on to the lead. 9 hits for Corvallis. Scratch that, make it 8 hits for Corvallis today. 1 ball and 1 strike. Helmthal's pitch. Breaking ball that's fouled away. 1-2. Took a lot out of that one. Not the biggest leg kick. Just came to the plate and was able to fire it in, and it's fouled away. And Helmthal's a strike away from getting out of this jam with the tying run at third. Runners on the corners and 2 outs in the top of the 5th. One ball and 2 strikes. Stepping off the mound is Helmthal. At second base, Anderson is now going to come to the plate. The throw home. The tag by Robbins in time. Intentionally trying to get into a rundown was Price. Helmthal stepped off the mound. He threw it towards Anderson at second base, and then he threw it home. As taken off towards the plate was Drew Rice, and he's out at the dish. As the Docs still lead 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 5th after a total of 2 hits, 1 left stranded, 1 error defensively, and no runs. Heading to the bottom of the 5th, you're on 541radio.com, and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on Fourth United Scores YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Welcome back as we take a look at the D.R. Johnson scoreboard. 0 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Corvallis. 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error for Roseburg. First pitch to Paxton Burke from Joe Barnes here in the bottom of the 5th. Misses low. 1 ball and no strikes to Burke. Top of the order, due up, Paxton Burke, Logan Anderson, and Cal Robbins. Second pitch, Burke takes high. 2 balls and no strikes to the shortstop. A walk and a single so far for Burke. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch to Paxton. Low. 3 balls and no strikes from Barnes. Again, Andrew Street had been warming up for Corvallis. We'll see how long or at least Barnes remains in the game. Gets a talking to from Mason Stearns, the first baseman, who will trot back towards the bag. 3 balls and no strikes. Pitch to Burke. Taken all the way, and he takes a strike. 3-1. Bottom of the 5th, 1-0 the score. The Docs with the lead, thanks to an RBI single by Daniel Withers back in the 3rd. 3-1. Burke takes it outside, and he has worked a leadoff walk. Second walk today for Burke. Brings up Logan Anderson. Sack bunt and a ground out. First pitch, Bunt shown and back towards the pitcher, Burns. He goes towards first and gets the out there. Second sack bunt today by Logan Anderson advances Burke into scoring position. So Logan Anderson doing his job, giving Cal Robbins and Daniel Withers an opportunity with one out in the bottom of the fifth to try to stretch the lead to 2. Robbins a single his last time up. Fly out at a single. Pops the first pitch out of play behind us. No balls and 1 strike to Robbins. Heading into his junior season. He'll be going to high school in Lewiston, Idaho next year. His dad just recently took the head coaching job back at LC State. The Warriors, as Robbins swings and misses, and they say foul ball. It was in the dirt, and taking off towards third base was Burke, and he'll have to retreat back towards second. But Jeremiah, who won a couple of NAIA national championships, former Dr. Stewart's coach, he's heading back to LC State where he won those natties and is now going to be the head coach once again for the Warriors after restarting the UCC baseball program. Pitch is inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Robbins looking for an RBI with Burke awaiting at second. The 1-2 pitch. Robbins reaches for a pitch, grounds it towards the left side. Charging in is Rice, the shortstop. Throw to first, it gets away. Burke's going to come home and score. Robbins at first base thanks to the air, and the Docs lead 2-0. It's the first error defensively for Corvallis, and it's a costly one. Burke goes from second base to third base on the ground ball, and then comes in from third base to home on the air. Remaining at first base is Robbins, and there's going to be a replacement runner. I believe it's Fletcher Coleman out running for Robbins. But the E6 scores a run without a hit in the inning. So runner at first base, 2-0 the score. The Docs with the lead in the bottom of the fifth. Runner at first base for Daniel Withers. Boone, an RBI single, back in the third, a fly out to center field before that. So a big insurance run for Roseburg in the bottom of the fifth. Barnes' first pitch. Off speed that drops in for a strike, 0-1. So Withers looking to go 2 for 3. An older guy on this team. One of the few college players. Swings and fouls off the 0-1 pitch. Runner was on the move on the first pitch. Rather, second pitch. Quick turnaround from yesterday. Doubleheader up in Eugene. Day later, have to make the 1 hour and 45-minute drive south to Eagle Point. 0-1 or 0-2, swing and a miss, and Withers goes down swinging. It's a 3-pitch strikeout for Barnes. 2 outs, a runner at first base in the bottom of the fifth. That's the first strikeout for the Docs offensively after 13 in game number 2 yesterday. Jake Johnson swings at the first pitch he sees, grounds it to short. Fielding it on the bag is Rice for the final out. We're headed to the 6th after 1 run comes in on a walk and air. No hits and no one left stranded. So we're headed to the 6th inning. The score is 2-0. The Dr. Stewart's with the lead over the Corvallis Girding Builders Marketmen here on 541radio.com and the score 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Welcome back. Top of the sixth inning. Special thanks to our sponsor, Southern Septic Service. Nobody sticks their nose in Southern Septic's business. Get a free, no-obligation estimate today for all your septic, grease trap, and portable toilet needs. Visit SouthernSepticServiceInc.com. Ty Hellenthal still out there for the Dr. Stewarts. The first pitch he throws in the top of the sixth inning is grounded towards the left side. Paxton Burke, the shortstop, fields and throws to first to retire Wyatt Jenkins for out number 1. Brings up Mason Stearns. With 1 out and nobody on in this 2-0 ball game in the top of the sixth. The Docs adding a run in the bottom of the 5th inning thanks to an error by Corvallis. It was the first error by the Marketmen. Each team with 1 error today. Didn't cost the Docs. First pitch in for a strike from Hellenthal, 0-1. So the Marketmen 5 outs to work with to try to get 2 runs. Hellenthal's been excellent on the mound today. The 0-1. In for a strike, 0-2. He's just been on a tear since the postseason started in the 1A, 2A bracket. 3 straight complete games to finish off the postseason en route to winning his 2nd straight state title. 0-2 pitch. Ooh, not sure where it missed. Looked like a great pitch from Hellenthal. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Stearns. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd. Flew out in the 4th. 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3. Hellenthal gets his 3rd strikeout. 2 up, 2 down to start here in the top of the 6th. Brings up Kaysen Jacobs. First pitch, Jacobs takes it outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jacobs 2 singles today off of Hellenthal. 1-0 pitch. Line drive right to Anderson, the second baseman, and he makes the catch for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Docs looking to get some extra insurance here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To expand your portfolio? Consolidate your investments with Palm Wealth Management. Our trusted team makes it easy to diversify and track your investments. Let Palm Wealth Management coordinate your financial strategy. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
2-0 the score in the bottom of the 6th inning. Special thanks to our sponsor, Roseburg Country Club. Established in 1922, offering an 18-hole course with excellent year-round playability. Find out more at RoseburgCountryClub.com. As well as Gibbs RV Superstore. You gotta get to Gibbs, where RV means real value. So the Stewies leading by 2. Joe Barnes still out there for Corvallis. 2 runs. It was 1 unearned last inning as Dane St. Clair pokes the ball into left field for a leadoff single. So a runner at first base for Danner Wirtz. Doubled his last time up. On deck, it's Taj Flora. So St. Clair at first, Wirtz at the plate. On deck hitters are sponsored by the Blind Man as the first pitch is high, 1 ball and no strikes. If you're feeling the heat when you're on deck, contact the Blind Man, a Hunter Douglas Gallery dealer in Roseburg. Throw back towards first base. They can help you with several patio shade options to beat the summer heat or other design options for your home. You can visit blindmanroseburg.com for more details. 1 ball and no strikes to Danner Wirtz. Double and a fielder's choice play. He swings and misses. 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 Wirtz. Reached on a fielder's choice in the second. So 2 for 2 in terms of on-base percentage this afternoon. 1-1 pitch. It's taken low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Bottom of the 6th, 2-0 the score with a runner at first base in St. Clair. No outs on the board. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Barnes, the Centralia College commit, has done a pretty good job on the mound. Got out of the bases loaded jam in the third with just 1 run coming in. His offense hasn't necessarily helped him out. Ty Helmthal, a good job for the Ducks. Wirtz swings, and the late swing is grounded foul to the first base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ducks looking to bounce back after the tough loss yesterday, 7-1. In game number 2 against the Challengers, they did pick up their first Area 4 win of the season yesterday. 2-2, fastball up and away. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lost 2 games down in Rogue Valley last week against Medford. So good to get some wins. A win in Area 4 play. 3-2 pitch. Wirtz crushes the ball out towards center field. A long run back for Linton, but he makes the catch just shy of the track for out number 1. Brings up Taj Flora. 1 out. Runner at first base. Flora, he's 0 for 2. Ground out to second and a ground out to short. Special thanks to our sponsor, Cascade Community Credit Union, belonging to Douglas County, as well as DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. First pitch. Flora takes it outside, 1-0. So the Docs looking for extra insurance for Corvallis. They're going to have batters 9, 1, and 2 due up in the top half of the 7th inning. 1-0 pitch. Flora takes a fastball up and away. 2 balls and no strikes. St. Clair still at first base after the leadoff single. Ryan Schaefer is on deck. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch. St. Clair on the move. Throw goes down towards second. The throw from Price not in time as St. Clair snags 2. Two balls and 1 strike. And a chance to add on to the lead with a runner in scoring position for the Dr. Stewarts. Mound meeting happening right now. Special thanks to our sponsor, McClendon Smokehouse, a family-owned meat shop and smokehouse offering a wide selection, plus fresh produce, baked goods, and a general grocery selection. You can stop by on West Harvard Avenue. Two balls and 1 strike. Barnes looks towards second. Kicks and fires. Flora takes a strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The fastball coming in at the letters. Flora with the bat on his shoulder. Looks at the pitch low. And actually, he has worked a walk, so it was a 3-1 pitch. That's low, and it's a walk to put a runner at first base for the Dr. Stewarts. And in for Ryan Shaver. It's a pinch hitter. Fletcher Coleman coming into the game for Shaver. So Coleman to the plate. Mound meeting happening for Corvallis. So as the mound meeting is happening, we'll take a look at the D.R. Johnson scoreboard update. 2 on with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. 2 runs on 8 hits, 1 error defensively for Roseburg. No runs on 8 hits, 1 error defensively for Corvallis. Pretty even game, just the runs, the difference. Scoreboard updates brought to you by D.R. Johnson Lumber Co., a progressive family-owned company proudly supporting our local youth. Come out and watch the Ducks swing some lumber. D.R. Johnson, making lumber since 1951. Fletcher Coleman up with 2 on and 1 out, bottom of the 6th. Due out in the score, the Ducks trying to add on to their lead, get some extra insurance. Coleman takes a fastball down and away. 1 ball and no strikes. Coleman, a Roseburg Indian, played a lot in right field with Roseburg in the spring. Another Indian on this Dr. Stewart squad. 1-0 pitch. Coleman takes down and away, 2-0. He impressed on the mound the other day through 4 scoreless innings. Only had 1 appearance with Roseburg in the spring. 2-0 pitch to Coleman. Takes it high, 3 balls and no strikes. Barnes struggling to find the zone. Coleman batting .400 on the season, 3rd on the team in batting average. 6 hits, all singles. No RBIs on the season, has his first waiting at second base if he can get a base hit. 3 balls and no strikes. Barnes dangles the right arm and comes set. 3-0 pitch. Coleman takes a strike. 3-1. St. Clair at second, Taj Flora at first. Speed on the base paths. 3-1. Flora takes it outside, and it's a walk. So back-to-back walks will load the bases. Bases loaded, 1 out for Paxton Burke. Burke today, 2 walks, a single. He's scored both of the runs, once in the 3rd and once in the 5th. Now an inning later in the 6th, he looks to get on base once again and add on to the Roseburg lead. And now the head coach of the Marketmen, Larry Bumpus, former Oregon State Beavers defensive back, he's out. And he's going to take the ball from Barnes. So a pitching change-up coming. Pitching changes are brought to you by the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg. If your garage doors are broken or just need updating, make the call to the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg for a change. They also provide full-service repairs. Visit overheaddoor.com. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is on the other half this 1-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
New pitcher in the game is Andrew Street, a right-hander, class of 2026 at Corvallis. Again, pitching changes brought to you by the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg. If your garage doors are broken or just need updating, you can make the call to the Overhead Door Company of Roseburg for a change. They also provide full-service repairs. You can visit the Overhead Door Company at overheaddoor.com. So Street comes into the game for Joe Barnes. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 runs. 1 was earned, 1 was unearned with 4 walks and 5 strikeouts. He is responsible for all 3 base runners. That's right, 3 base runners. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Top of the order due up in Paxton Burke. The switch hitter going to be batting as a lefty with the right-hander in Street coming into the game. Just heard from the dugout of Corvallis, look for early swings. Corner of the infield will play in with the middle of the infield shifted at double play depth. Burke, 3 for 3 on base percentage today, 1 hit. It was a single. Swings at the first pitch and flies it out towards left field. In the alleyway, the center fielder, Linton, makes the catch. She's going to throw it to third base, tagging at third, and coming in to score is St. Clair. And the Ducks add on to their lead. It is 3-0 thanks to the sac fly by Paxton Burke. So Burke responsible for the 3 runs today. 2 runs scored himself, and then the sac fly. St. Clair in from third. Flora remains at second, and Fletcher Coleman is at first base. Logan Anderson now at the plate, 3-0, with 2 on and 2 outs. First pitch, Anderson fouls it away towards the first base side. So no balls and 1 strike from Andrew Street. Now 3 runs credited to Joe Barnes. 2 of them earned. No balls and 1 strike to Anderson. 2 sac bunts and a single. 0-1. Taken outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ty Helmfall again has shut out Corvallis, despite Corvallis having 8 hits in the game. Throw goes back towards second, and Flora just back in time. Tag was applied by Ben Weiss. Tons and tons of games happening here at the Coach K Memorial Classic. 1-1. Anderson swings and misses. 1-2. 4 games each day. The Knox have a doubleheader coming up tomorrow. Game at 11:30 and then a game at 4:30. So a little bit of a break in between games. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Anderson. Thought about offering. He did not. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Anderson looking for his second hit. Can never have too much insurance. Anderson spits on his mitts. Gets back in the box after calling time. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Street. Breaking ball above the letters. Full count to Anderson. On deck is Cal Robbins. Payoff pitch upcoming from Andrew Street. Trying to keep the damage at just 1 in the inning. Throw back towards first base. Nobody is there. Coleman is just going to stay at first base, but Flora will advance to third. Tried to pick out back to first base, and Mason Stearns wasn't even covering the bag with Coleman at first base and Flora at second. He figured that he'd probably be heading towards second base if he's going to pick off. But he offered towards first base, and now full count pitch upcoming with runners on the corners. We'll see if Fletcher Coleman is on the move from first base. Probably should with 2 outs. And he is. As the pitch is down and away, and it's a walk to load the bases. First walk issued by Andrew Street. Cal Robbins will come to the plate. Robbins, a single, reached on an air and a fly out. Two outs, 3-0 the score. The Dr. Stewart's with the lead against the Corvallis Builders Marketmen. First pitch, Robbins takes a pitch for a strike, going one. Docs with 7 hits, trying to add on to their lead. The 0-1 pitch from Robbins. Ground ball towards the right side at second base. Weiss has a tough hop. He fields it cleanly, though, and throws to first base to end the inning. Bases are left loaded after 1 run and 1 hit, 1 error, and the 3 left stranded. We're now headed to the top of the 7th inning. Whoops. Did not mean to put the final on the scoreboard online if you're watching with us, but it is heading to the top of the 7th inning. 3-0 the score. It is the Dr. Stewart's with the lead here on 541radio.com and the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Doc Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Top of the 7th inning. Special thanks to our sponsor, Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call 541-459-1545. As the Dr. Stewart's lead 3-0. Ty Hellenthal looking to close it out here at Eagle Point High School. Day number 1 of the Coach K Classic. First pitch, Hellenthal misses up and inside. 1 ball and no strikes from the right-hander from Umpqua Valley Christian that just graduated. Batters 9, 1, and 2. Jaden Fifehouse, Blake Linton, and Weiss coming up. Fly ball out towards center field, and the catch is made by St. Clair for out number 1. Brings up a pinch hitter. Scratch that, it is Blake Linton. So Linton is coming to the plate. Misheard the PA announcer. So 3-0 the Docs lead, nobody on. And the top of the 7th, 3-0 pitch from Hellenthal. First pitch from Hellenthal is up and inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Linton is 0 for 3. 2 ground outs to third and a fly out towards center field. 1-0 pitch by Hellenthal. Popped in the air out towards shallow center field. St. Clair loses his hat, and he finds the ball through the sun for the second out. Corvallis down to their final out. 3-0 the score. The Docs with the lead. Ty Hellenthal looking for the complete game performance. Looking to get it here. Ben Weiss takes the first pitch inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Weiss a single his last time up. Almost had a phenomenal defensive play earlier with a jump throw from second base. Couldn't execute. 1 for 3 overall at the plate. Lines it to left field, and he has a base hit. He's 2 for 4. Singles in the last 2 at-bats for Weiss. And brings up Drew Rice. So Corvallis still with life after the 9th hit of the game by the Marketmen. Top of the 7th inning. Hellenthal going to have to work out of the stretch. Helenthal's first pitch. Fastball at the letters for a strike, 0-1. Helenthal has allowed the 9 hits, but not a single run. He's been effective today with runners on base, and his defense has helped him out. 0-1 pitch. Rice takes it. Oof. Didn't miss by much. I think both teams were happy with the call. Get to hear Corvallis and Roseburg both celebrating that pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike from Helenthal. The pitch inside almost hit the batter. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Corvallis still with life, trying to score 3 runs with just 1 out to spare. Helenthal is 2-1. Popped in the air, first base side, foul territory. Johnson running out of real estate. He leaps up off the fence, and it goes off the shed. Out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Marketmen down to their final strike. Rice gets into the box. A single, reached on a fielder's choice play, and a flyout. 2-2 pitch. Poked in the air out towards center field. St. Clair in the alleyway makes the catch, and the Docs win. Ty Helenthal, a complete game shutout as Roseburg wins it 3-0 in game number 1 of the Coach K Classic. A heck of a pitching performance by Ty Helenthal as he stifles Corvallis nonchalantly and picks up the win in the opener here at Eagle Point. Well, the Docs win it 3-0. We got the post-game show coming up after this 3-minute timeout here on 541radio.com and the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
It wasn't until 1925 that the American Legion gave birth to its first youth program, and that was American Legion Baseball. And the emphasis was on citizenship and sportsmanship.
Travel ball, a lot of the times you go and you play and it's kind of just more of an individual game. But in Legion Baseball, it's more of a team working towards a goal, and I really appreciate that.
That you're playing for something more than just yourself. You're playing for all the past veterans who have served, you're playing for the people who are still serving in the military, and it's a huge honor to be part of this program.
My wife and I moved to Oregon to raise a family, set our roots, and to have a lot of fun outdoors. We quickly realized that we needed a truck or a rig for the projects that we were doing in our backyard. When we were looking to find a place to finance our truck, we asked our patients, and everyone recommended Cascade Community Credit Union. It was so easy to work with Cascade. Everything was done via email, phone, and we didn't even need to go in. I can't wait to finish up the projects in the backyard, go on more adventures in our truck with our boys, and I look forward to working with Cascade again in the future.
D.R. Johnson Lumber Company, a forward-thinking family company, has been operating in the Douglas County community for over 60 years. Founded by Don R. Johnson, the man who set the tone of commitment to these local communities by providing stable, long-term employment. D.R. Johnson Lumber Company understands the significance of investing in our youth because they are the foundation of our future. That's why they're a proud supporter of Roseburg Dr. Stewart's. Come watch the Docs swing some lumber with D.R. Johnson Lumber Company. Go Docs!
Turn your home into your dream sanctuary with help from Douglas County Farmers Co-op. For over 100 years, we've carried everything you need to keep your garden and crops green and growing, including a large selection of soil mixes, composts, fertilizers, and other soil amendments. You'll also find stones, boulders, gravel, and more to add structure and diversity to your yard. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Final score, 3-0 here at Eagle Point High School on a sunny and 80-degree afternoon in the Rogue Valley at Eagle Point. Roseburg wins 3-0. They scored 1 run in the third, 1 in the fifth, and 1 in the sixth to win it 3-0 against Corvallis. A complete game shutout for Ty Hellenthal. 7 innings pitched, 9 hits, no runs, a walk, and 3 strikeouts for Hellenthal, the right-hander that just recently graduated from Umpqua Valley Christian. Joe Barnes is going to pick up the loss today. 5 1/3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, only 2 were earned with 4 walks and a strikeout. A majority of those walks towards the end of his day. 3 straight walks to end his afternoon. Overall, Andrew Street came in and got the final 2 outs with 1 walk, no runs, and no strikeouts for Corvallis. Offensively, Paxton Burke had a sacrifice fly, scored 2 runs, had a single and 2 walks. Daniel Withers had an RBI single in the third inning. And an Ayer scored another run with Cal Robbins at the plate. He hit a ball towards shortstop, and an Ayer scored Paxton Burke from third base on the ground ball towards the left side as the throw got away from Drew Rice. Well, game number 1 is in the books. They got more games coming up down here in the Rogue Valley tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. First pitch scheduled against the Southern Oregon baseball team. We'll have the pregame at 11:15 a.m. Then tomorrow, it's going to be game number 2, a doubleheader tomorrow. The Doc Stewarts will face off against the tough Reno Knights from Reno. 4:30, the scheduled first pitch. We'll have the pregame at 4:15. Games on Saturday and Sunday as well. Saturday, 9 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. That's going to do it for us here at Eagle Point. Game number 1 in the books out here at the Coach K Memorial Classic. The Docs win 3-0 against Corvallis. They are now 5-7 on the season. The Markmen 5-8. Special thanks to everybody here at Eagle Point. Special thanks to our producer back in studio, Dale Cranford. I'm Nate Jarecki saying so long from Eagle Point. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 11:15 a.m. for more Dr. Stewart's baseball here on 541radio.com and the Score 92.3.